You ever have one of those days, or maybe weeks, where you just feel completely overwhelmed by anxiety? Like your inner world is just wide open, defenseless against any attack? Well, today, we're going to dive into this really powerful ancient metaphor for building emotional strength. And it comes from the story of a leader who literally rebuilt a city's walls. And we're going to see how his strategy can help us guard our own heart. So, check this out. This ancient proverb, it's really the key to everything we're talking about today. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. Wow. I mean, what a picture, right? A city with no walls, just broken down. It just so perfectly captures that feeling, doesn't it? That feeling of being totally vulnerable, totally exposed. And man, does that hit home. Have you ever felt like that city, just broken down, confused, completely defenseless against, well, everything that tries to mess with your peace? And let's be real, sometimes that stuff comes from the outside, but a lot of the time, it's coming from inside our own heads. Okay, so if we're feeling like that broken down city, what's the next step? I mean, where do you even begin to rebuild? Well, the answer comes from this amazing story about a guy named Nehemiah. He literally looked at the ruined walls of Jerusalem, and where everyone else saw an ending, he saw a brand new beginning. And this right here, this is the critical mindset shift. See, Nehemiah didn't just sit around in the rubble feeling hopeless. No way. He saw a chance to restore things. His response wasn't despair. It was the super simple, super powerful call to action. Let us rise up and build. And that's exactly the attitude we can bring to our own internal battles. So you're probably thinking, okay, a story about a physical wall is cool, but what does that have to do with my anxiety today? Well, this is where it gets super practical and honestly kind of brilliant. The sources we're looking at lay out this super clear framework for building 4 specific walls to protect our own hearts. And here they are. This isn't just some vague advice like think positive. Nope, it's a real blueprint. First, you've got the wall of the mind. That's all about what you allow yourself to think about. Then, there's the wall of the tongue. Super important. Controlling what comes out of your mouth. Then, the wall of the ears. What are you listening to? And finally, the wall of the eyes. What are you focusing on? Each one of these is like a real structure we can choose to build, piece by piece, to guard our peace. All right, so building the walls is one thing, but, and this is so important, keeping them up is a whole other ballgame. After all that incredible hard work, Nehemiah's story takes this really surprising turn that's a huge warning for all of us about the danger of getting complacent. So get this, against all odds, Nehemiah and the people rebuild the entire wall in just 52 days. I mean, that's incredible. The city is secure, the bad guys are mad, the people are safe, everything's great, job's done, right? Wrong. And this is the part of the story from Nehemiah chapter 13 that we absolutely have to pay attention to. So after this huge victory, Nehemiah has to leave for a while. And when he comes back, he finds the people have gotten lazy. They'd let their guard down, slipped right back into their old destructive habits. And all that amazing work they did, it was starting to crumble from the inside out. And this is where the sources draw this brilliant, direct line from their complacency back then to how we can get complacent today. You see how it lines up? They neglected their spiritual routines. We neglect the mental habits that keep us strong. They started breaking their traditions. We start speaking carelessly without thinking. They forgot their purpose. We start letting those same old negative voices creep back in. You see, the walls might still be standing, but nobody was guarding them anymore. And that right there, that brings us to the most important lesson of this whole story. Building the walls is an awesome first step, but it's not the final step. The real secret to lasting peace, to lasting freedom, isn't the one-time construction project. It's the daily, intentional act of keeping those walls strong. The sources call this setting a watch. And just look at this definition, it's so powerful. When they were building the wall, the threat of an attack was so real that the workers literally had a tool in one hand and a sword in the other. Think about that. They were building and defending at the same time. Setting a watch means we carry that same active, ready-for-anything mindset into our daily lives. And this quote just nails it. 2 out of 4 walls will not keep the enemy out. You can't just build up the wall of your mind, but let your tongue run wild, you know? You can't be careful about what you listen to, but then just let your eyes wander wherever. A wall with huge holes in it? Well, it's not really a wall, is it? Lasting peace really does demand a consistent, all-in commitment. And this is the final, really important mindset shift we need to make. This whole idea of vigilance, of setting a watch, It's not about being paranoid or living in constant fear of what's coming next. Not at all. It's about protecting the peace and freedom that you've worked so hard to build. It's like being a good steward of your own heart. You're protecting something precious. So, when you boil it all down, the story of Nehemiah teaches us that building our defenses is the project, but guarding them is the daily practice. Which leaves us with one final, really important question to think about. What is just one practical way you're going to set a watch over one of your walls? Your mind, your tongue, your ears, or your eyes, starting today?